Definitely one of the more busy sports weekends of the year, but busy is good, right? Welcome into sports. I'm John Eads. I know everyone has the Final Four in their minds after tonight's games, but we can't get there just yet. A decision was made yesterday that could prevent Syracuse from reaching the national semifinal next season. Cole Swider announced his intentions to go pro and forego his fifth year of eligibility at SU. The forward suited up in blue and orange for one season after transferring in from Villanova. The Rhode Island product averaged 14 points and about 7 rebounds in the 2021-22 campaign. Sorry to kill some of your good vibes out there, folks, but let's see if we can pick them up right now. Duke and North Carolina in the Final Four. Does it get any better than that? First ever matchup between the Tobacco Road rivals in the NCAA tournament, and it certainly lived up to the hype. Coach K looking to end his final season at the helm with a title. Jeremy Roach working offensively early on. Tough dribble drive inside. Hoop plus the harm. Duke on top 37-34 at the break. Now let's skip ahead to the second half in the final 90 seconds. Trevor Keels for the lead. No. Rebound, Paolo Bancheri swats it out to Wendell Moore Jr., who recorrals from straight away. The answer, yes. Coach K and company up one late. Now UNC would reclaim the lead, and then Caleb Love. Mwah. Game high 28 points for the sophomore, his third 20-plus point scoring effort in the big dance. Now, Duke would have one more chance, and here it is, trailing by 4. Moving the ball up the floor, Trevor Keels will take the shot, and he does. No, off the mark again. Rebound Carolina, and from there it was all but a formality. The clock hit triple zeros, and Carolina sends Coach K out with the sourest of tastes in his mouth. A 4-point loss in the biggest game this rivalry has ever experienced. This is the Tar Heels' third trip to the national title game in their last 6 seasons. So an instant classic in one semifinal, not so much in the other one. Kansas and Villanova squaring off. Now, tic-tac-toe distribution was the name of the game for Kansas all day, and it is right here. Jalen Wilson to Oshai Agbaji, bottoms. Jayhawks flocking early on. Now, Agbaji, he could do a whole lot more than pass. I mean, he could shoot. Here he's shovel passing it down low to David McCormick for the two-hand flush, part of a 15-6 Kansas run. Skip ahead to the closing minutes of the second half. Wilson back at it again, feeding Christian Braun for a trifecta, one of his 2 3-pointers on the evening. Now, Nova trimmed the deficit to 12, but that's as close as they would get. Who else but the dish from Wilson to McCormick for the rack attack? Kansas dominates from start to finish. Lead changes? 0. Time with the lead for Villanova? Well, as much as you and I. The Jayhawks take it 81-65 over the Wildcats. Bill Self just took another massive step in his quest for his first title since 2008. From the hardwood to the gridiron, because it's spring football season, baby. We got our first look at the 2022 Syracuse squad. SU hosted its annual orange and blue spring game in the Dome this evening. And Dino Babers and company, they may have found their next star quarterback. Sean Tucker in the building, but not in uniform for this game. The star running back and Garrett Schrader did not play. So with SU's incumbent signal caller on the sideline, redshirt frosh Justin Lamson stepped into the spotlight. Play action fake, downfield shot. Lamson right on the money with the toss. Amari Hatcher on the receiving end of the game's first touchdown. Now, Lamson wasn't done slinging there. Another deep ball, this time to Damian Alford. The Canadian turns on the Jets on his way to the crib. 75-yard pitch and catch. Lamson and the blue team rolling. As for SU's other quarterbacks, not so good. Jahad Carter says thank you very much, picking off Michigan transfer Dan Villari. And even with Tucker on the sideline, the run game was explosive. True freshman LaQuint Dallin, skirt, skirt. He's got the reservations for 6, and Allen's a player that Dino Babers and company have raved about this spring. Mikael Jones also back for his 4th season on the hill on the defensive side. The linebacker spurred the NFL for one last go-around in orange, and his unit was dominant, shutting out the second-team offense. Cuse heads into summer ball and continues to prepare for its season opener in the Dome against Louisville later on this fall. Now, let's stay with football, but move over to lacrosse. I know that doesn't make much sense, but the SU men's team was throttled by a football score against Notre Dame. If you're an SU fan, close your eyes, please. Jake Taylor highlight reel. Let's roll it. 2 goals in the first quarter, part of what was a 12-0 lead for Notre Dame. Now, Brendan Curry would finally get Syracuse on the board to make it 12-1, but that's about as good as it would get. The other half of the dynamic duo with Tucker Dordovic, he finally got involved as well. 13-2 Golden Domers, still well in front after that score. Now, we haven't heard from Jake Taylor in a minute. Oh, he's back. Around the world finish. Are you kidding me with that? Must have had some Lucky Charms for breakfast or something. Nothing going right for Syracuse. Notre Dame scores in transition with Pat Cavanaugh. Notre Dame up 17-3 early on in the third. Syracuse just trying to keep this somewhat respectable. Mikey Berkman slots a dime into the mesh of Owen Siebold for a quick stick score. Lone point on the day for the senior attackman. Jacob Buttermore added a late tally as well, his first goal of the season. But just empty calories in what was a feast for Notre Dame. The Fighting Irish hand the Orange their worst loss in 45 years. 22-6, the final score from South Bend. Sheesh, it'd be a shame if we ended on such a low note. I mean, you guys know we wouldn't do that to you, though. So how about some opening day baseball for the Mets? Syracuse kicked off its 2022 campaign this afternoon against the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. Kevin Bowles managing his first game for Syracuse. The former Chicago Cub previously coached the AA Mets affiliate in Binghamton. Speaking of Binghamton, if you're in the area, can you take a second look for this lost baseball? Oswald Peralta crushes a curveball. Rail Riders up 1-0. The first inning struggles continued from there. Ronald Guzman drives in a runner on third with an RBI single. Now let's go to the eighth. 2-0 Rail Riders, runners on first and second. Esteban Florial at the plate. Boom! A 3-run howitzer to extend Scranton Wilkes-Barre's lead to 5. Now, last chance for the Mets in the bottom of the ninth. 1 on, 2 outs. 1-2 hole coming up for Carlos Rincon. Swing and a miss. The Rail Riders choo-choo into the Salt City and blank Syracuse 5-0 in front of 6,500 fans. Syracuse hopes for better luck and maybe some offense tomorrow night. First pitch is slated for 6:35 at MBT Bank Stadium. That's all for sports, but coming up after the break, we'll take one last look at your 7-day forecast.